confidence is critical. But what are we getting so wrong?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the fact that we're using it as the end goal. I just want to be confident. And so we get stuck on that. But it's like someone saying, I just want to be happy, right? Wouldn't you, if someone said, I just want to be happy, wouldn't you say, okay, well, what does that mean to you? What does happiness look like to you? So we get stuck on, I just want to feel confident, but it's not the end goal. And so when I say, like, let's take, for instance, public speaking. So many people, they say public speaking is like the most feared thing, even like before death, which it just goes to put in perspective how frightening public speaking is. So for me, I had a goal of creating impact. And so my husband and I, we built impact theory as part of that. Then I started to get people reaching out wanting me to public speak. And I was very fearful. I was so scared that I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. There's no way I'm going to do it. I don't have the confidence yet to get up on stage. But what I realized is that the confidence to get on stage wasn't the end goal. The end goal was getting on stage. And so I said, okay, I'm focused on the wrong thing. I'm so worried and I'm so focused on, but I don't have the confidence yet that I wasn't getting started. So what if I just got started? And to your point, it's one thing to say, well, just be confident to get on stage when it's so different to actually step on stage. So I actually pushed out the word confidence from my vocabulary. And I said, what does it, because I've already assessed the end goal isn't to feel confident to get on stage. The end goal is to get on stage because it aligns with my goal. Okay, so if you have a goal and if you have something that aligns with that goal that you're fearful of, I want everyone right now to stop thinking, how do I get confident to do it? And start saying, how do I step on stage? Now, lay out a game plan. Because to your point, I'm just going to keep repeating, it's such a difference to say, I want to be confident, or you don't have to be confident to do it, and then actually doing it. So I laid out a game plan. Okay, what are the things that I know in my toolbox that I can use when I don't have the confidence to get me on stage? So first of all, the first step was just say yes. I was so scared to even accept an offer. So I had a rule. The very next person that reaches out to me, just say yes. Because I know that if I wait to feel confident to say yes, it won't happen. So that was my rule. Step number one, say yes to the next person who asks. The next person who happened to ask was TEDx. So I just said yes blindly, and then I started to panic. But I'm like, the good news is I've already said yes, and now I deal with the panic. And now I go, okay, Lisa, coach your way through it. First of all, number one, this is your first time getting on stage. Give yourself grace to be the first time getting on stage. We all want to be perfect. We all want to do something so amazingly. We want the accolades that we don't give ourselves the padding or the grace to say, this is your first time. Take a baby, for instance. The very first time a baby eats with their hands, they don't get it straight in their mouth, right? They get it on their foot. They get it in their eye, so all these things. Instinctually, yes, we know that as a kid, but for some reason, as adults, we just don't think like that. So I repeat to myself, the first day you went to film school, did you know everything? Were you going to expect yourself to be as good as Spielberg? No, because it's my first day. So with speaking, I gave myself the grace. Lisa, as long as you get up stage and speak, that I'm proud of you. So I didn't hold myself to like, oh, you're going to be as good as Oprah. You're going to be as good as Brené Brown. I just said, get on stage and do the talk. So that encouraged me enough to now go, okay, I'm not going to back out. Now, how do I actually physically get on stage? I use tools to my advantage. So first of all, I use music. How do I want to feel? Let's face it, when you're sad, most people go to like a Sam Smith song, right? Because when you're sad, that sad song actually just feels good. So we all know music has an ability to change our emotions. So now how am I going to use that to change the emotion to feel how I want to feel? So I need to go on stage. What's going to motivate me? What's my hype song? There's a reason why everyone else, like in WrestleMania, when you come out of the tunnel, there's a big song going, right? It gets you in the mood. So it's like, I want your audience to think right now, what is their hype song? What is that song that they have to go to that is really easy for them to play? I had my AirPods and I played that on repeat as I was gearing up. I also use things like my hair, like Wonder Woman dresses for battle, superhero puts on their cape. And the reason I use this language is to soften the fear that I actually have about going on stage. So I change the language. I say, what is my cape I can put on, right? Makes me more lighthearted. I then look at actually what is going to make me feel sexy, and dominant. And so I just go into my wardrobe, and this is an individual thing and it's a trial and error. But don't negate the power of clothes and fashion and style. So I go into my wardrobe, and over time, I've realized can I swear on this podcast?
Of course.
Okay. So I went into my closet and I was like, all right, what is the outfit that makes me feel like a badass? And I pulled out my bad bitch boots. And my bad bitch boots are knee-high leather boots. And it's just every time I put them on, I feel sexy. Every time I put them on, I gain confidence. I gain an element of power. And so I go, why am I ignoring this? Go on stage with your freaking bad bitch boots. So I have my bad bitch boots ready. And then there are little things that I do gearing up to it. So I know that I'm going to be fearful. How do I keep this motivation and the mindset strong? So I set an alarm. It's what I call you got this roulette. So I typed in, you got this. That's just my phrase with a little like muscle emoji. And I close my eyes and I spin my alarm time. And I don't know what time I've set it for. And I just press save. So now what happens is at random moments for the next 2 weeks, I'll get a notification on my phone at random times that just says, you got this. So subliminal messaging. We all know subliminal messaging works. So use it to our advantage. So as you can see, I've got all these little tools that just get me to actually step on stage. So I don't get in my own head of the negative chatter that is just repeating over and over, because I know I can let that negative chatter in my head absolutely paralyze me. And so now what I've done, those are just some tools that I've just got a game plan. I've got a blueprint so that I'm not worried about, am I confident to get on stage? I just focus on, do I have my cape on? Have I got my mindset right? Am I listening to my hype song? And then I get on stage.